This is the future of the Turkish Navy. The Turkish government is aware that an expanded, modernized fleet would add further muscle to the armed forces to protect its regional interests. Although there are so many parameters required to measure a navy's strength, having substantial and technological assets is the first condition for building a navy's future. Therefore, Turkey's indigenous move aims to transform Turkish Navy into one of the most remarkable naval powers worldwide. After the commissioning of landing helicopter dock Anadolu, Turkish Navy is likely to form task groups and show presence at the open seas more than before. In addition, the Turkish president's statement about the aircraft carrier project at the launching ceremony of the first domestic frigate, Istanbul, was a sign that the Turkish Navy will be in the oceans in the future. Currently, the backbone of the Turkish Navy is the upgraded Gabia-class Oliver Hazard Perry frigates. In addition, the Barbaros-class frigates, which are newer and more technologically advanced, are also considered as critical assets. The Turkish Navy operates in the surrounding seas with the largest submarine fleet of the Mediterranean, newly built Ada-class corvettes, and FACs. As the Navy ages, Turkey plans to renew its fleet with indigenous efforts. After the CAATSA sanctions imposed by the U.S. because of Turkey's S-400 air defense system purchase from Russia, indigenous solutions have become the most important of the few options. For this reason, the president of the Turkish defense industry promulgated last month that almost all of the main systems and weapons, including CIWS and VLS, of the I-class frigates will be developed by local companies. LHD Anadolu, Turkey's largest warship ever, is scheduled to enter service for the Turkish Navy this year. Although she will not carry F-35B STOVL aircraft due to the sanctions imposed, she will significantly increase Turkish Navy's power projection capacity. The Anadolu will be able to transport a force the size of a minimum battalion without needing home base support. LHD Anadolu will meet the Turkish Navy's various needs, such as sustaining long-endurance, long-distance military combat, or humanitarian relief operations, while also acting as a command center and flagship for the Turkish Navy. Ongoing projects that shape the future of the Turkish Navy. Number 1. Milgem Project. The Milgem, an abbreviation of National Ship Project, forms the basis for the renewal and strengthening of the Turkish Navy. Within the Milgem project's scope, 4 Ada-class corvettes were commissioned so far, and from the 5th ship, I-class frigates have started to be built. The Istanbul frigate is expected to be commissioned in 2023, and the 3 sister ships will enter service for the Turkish Navy by 2027. While I-class frigates will replace the Yavuz classes, Barbaros-class frigates will undergo mid-life modernization and will be equipped with indigenous and modern sensors. Number 2. TF-2000 Air Defense Destroyer. The air defense needs of the Turkish Navy's task groups are met by Gabia-class frigates currently. As the replacement of Gabia-class frigates, 4 anti-air warfare destroyers are planned to be commissioned within the scope of the TF-2000 project in the next decade. TF-2000 destroyers will be fitted with indigenous multifunctional CAFRAD AESA radar. The TF-2000 destroyers are expected to launch SIPR long-range air defense missiles which are still under development. Number 3. Other surface combatants. In addition to the frigates and destroyer projects, Ufuk, a modern intelligence ship, will enter service this year. The Turkish Navy plans to commission 2 additional Bayraktar-class LST, and 2 offshore patrol vessels to protect its interests around EEZ. FAC-55 project will replace aged FACs within the next decade. Number 4. Support vessels. Along with the combatants, Turkish Navy plans to renew its logistics assets. 2 medium-sized fuel tankers, whose construction has been completed, are expected to enter the fleet this year. Turkey intends to expand its logistics fleet with the large combat support ship Dim Deg by 2023. 16 Tuzla-class patrol boats, 2 large tugboats, and a submarine rescue ship called Moship, which were completed and put into service, will serve for many years and contribute to the modern face of the Turkish Navy. Number 5. Submarines. The Turkish Navy will meet AIP air-independent propulsion technology with Type 214 Terra-Newtons Reese-class submarines. The class's lead submarine was launched last year, and 6 submarines are planned to be commissioned until 2027. It is expected that the Turkish defense industry, which cooperates with TKMS ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems for this project, will reflect the know-how experience gained from here to the indigenous submarine project called Milden. Locally developed torpedo (Akia) and anti-ship missile (Atmaka) are expected to be launched from these submarines. According to many Turkey experts, Mildens will be capable of launching indigenous Gezgin cruise missiles, but there is no satisfactory explanation made by the officials yet. Number 6. Maritime patrol aircraft. Modernization of the naval aviation, a critical unit of the naval forces, continues with the Meltem project. Thales completed the command control systems and sensors modernization of the CN-235 Maritime Patrol Aircraft (MPA), and the first ATR-72, renamed as P-72 MPA, was commissioned last year. A total of 8 ATR-72 MPAs will enter service for the Turkish naval aviation as the last phase of the project. Number 7. UCAV. In addition to the Meltem project, the Turkish Naval Air Force will be equipped with unmanned systems. The breakthrough made by the Turkish defense industry in unmanned aerial vehicles provides more cost-effective reconnaissance and surveillance activities at sea. In addition to reconnaissance missions, Anka and TB2 Bayraktar UCAVs can launch locally developed MAM-L laser-guided ammunition (UMTAS) and Sirit missiles. These weapons can have devastating effects on the surface assets, which have weak air defense capabilities. Turkish Navy plans to commission more than 20 UCAVs in the coming years. Number 8. Medium Altitude Long Endurance (MALE) UAV. Aksungur, a medium-altitude long-endurance MALE-class UAV system, is considered one of the most critical projects in strengthening the naval aviation force. It can perform day and night intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance (ISR), and strike missions with EO, IR, SAR, SIGINT payloads, and various air-to-ground weapons. Aksungur is expected to be used in anti-submarine warfare missions due to its high payload and sonobuoy carrying capacity. It is expected to launch lightweight torpedo in the following years. Turkish aerospace industries will start mass production of Aksungur this year. Number 9. USV. Turkey's first UCSV ULAC was launched last week. The sea trials and missile test fires are expected to be completed by half of the year. Later versions of ULAC will be built according to the task it will perform. The version built for surface warfare will be capable to launch Atmaka anti-ship missiles, while ULAC for ASW purposes can launch torpedoes. The current efforts to renew the fleet indicates that Turkey wants to be stronger in the sea. While establishing an effective A2/AD in the surrounding seas with its development trend in unmanned technology, it wants to be effective in areas far from the mainland with the LHD and aircraft carrier projects. Supporting the counter-piracy efforts in the Gulf of Aden since 2008 and touring the African continent with a task group formed in 2014 was the first sign that the Turkish Navy wanted to be in the oceans, which was the primary motivation for the ship and missile projects to build future naval forces. Thus, while the Turkish Navy assets contribute multinational efforts such as CTF-151 in Africa, SNMG-2, and UNIFIL in the Mediterranean, they participate in exercises carried out overseas as well.